Classic.
Yeah.
Mad thing.
Sick.
Right, everyone set to go.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm
boy.
good to go, bro.
All good.
Nice one.
Thunderbirds are go.
Oh, what
Yes!
film, man.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Iconic. I-fucking-conic.
I don't know what happened, like, in the past, like, 3 or so years. Do you know what it was? It was 2014. Right, let me tell you about a year called 2014, right? When they... when they absolutely massacred Bob the Builder.
Oh,
Right?
God.
Yeah, because he got a whole rebrand, innit?
Yeah,
for some reason...
they started CGI shit.
Yeah.
Is that CGI?
And for some
Bob?
reason,
Yeah.
CITV were like, do you know what? Let's roll with this, and they remade Thunderbirds.
The Thunderbirds. Oh.
Must be the Thunderbirds. Yeah. It's just not the
Oh,
same, mate.
don't you dare touch it! It was
It's not the same.
perfect. It's just not the same.
I'm looking
No,
at CGI Bob the
the
Builder.
fucking puppets, bro. It was sick. See the puppets
So
and their
good.
mouths going like.
Puppeteering has come such a long
Yo,
bloody way.
yo,
Like
seriously.
Baby Yoda
Mm.
is a puppet.
No, wait, hold up. That's a puppet.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man. The majority of the times you see Baby Yoda, it's a puppet.
Really?
Occasionally, whenever it has to do something or other, it's
What?
CGI.
Oh, you can't
That's
see it.
mad.
No, I'm just looking at a
That's
picture
dead.
of CGI Bob the Builder. Oh, no.
It's dead. It's so
Yeah.
dead.
Oh, no.
It's
Dead,
so
innit?
dead.
He looks
it's
like his
so
name
dead.
should be Steve now.
Steve.
Steve the Builder.
Steve.
Oh, Steve the site worker.
Oh.
Oh god. Oh god.
Right.
God.
Speaking of Mandalorian, let's start with. I just did the. Anyway, I could do finger guns too many times, man.
Mate, if you've got
Never
a thing,
do too
you've
many
got a
finger
thing.
guns.
You've got to roll with it, man.
Any hoops. Yeah, man.
Why the fuck am I doing karate? I don't know.
Did you ever do karate?
I did
you ever do
jujitsu when I was like. I did it for like a couple of weeks when I was like, what, 8? And then I stopped. Then I did like karate when I was like
8, 9 is that age where like parents just want to get rid of you. Just want to get rid of you on like Saturdays and stuff. They're just like, just do something.
Just do
It's
something.
always martial arts.
Just
It's either
go.
martial arts or swimming. That's it. That's it.
Oh god. Did you do like a martial art? Anybody here?
I did
briefly.
karate.
I did karate for about 2 years. Yeah.
See, I wanted to do taekwondo. Being a little chubby boy, taekwondo is all about body weight, and I felt I could have excelled. just slumping, man.
Tactics.
Because my mate did taekwondo, and he was like this tiny you. I loved him, but he was this short little guy, and he said he did taekwondo. And I was like, that's sick. Like you do.
Yeah, man.
This is back in primary
Yeah.
school, though.
No, I did
Yeah.
We had a-
gymnastics.
Yeah.
I did that too.
I went to
Yeah,
gymnastics club for a while.
Big man, Luke doing bloody
Yeah.
But yeah,
cartwheels
Luke doing backflips and shit.
oh mate, he was flexing. I remember in primary school, he was flexing so hard. Like what? Like year 4 assemblies, just be doing like cartwheels across the bloody room, like in the big gym.
Oh, you were
like,
that
what is this?
guy.
He was that guy.
Yes.
He was that guy.
They
He was
asked
so
me to.
sick.
Yes.
Oh,
They asked me to.
they asked me to. You scrub.
Yeah, you know, what can I say?
Scrub.
What can I say?
Oh.
Just a flick in the head.
Jeez. And he could. Oh, where are the picture?
He
Of
could
the,
do
where's
it,
the picture with the locks? The picture with the long, luscious
Oh,
Luke
God, I
locks.
missed my- yeah.
Oh god.
Oh
Have you seen
Lord,
it?
I need to see this.
Oh lord, mate.
Is it mullet Luke?
Nah, man, this is worse. Like,
No.
the only way I can describe it was a flat. No, right, Yugi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yugi?
yeah, from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Um,
Just that level. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
See, the
It
thing
was.
is, I was a
out to
Beyblade
here.
boy. I never really watched Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
same,
okay.
same.
Your
Yeah.
generic male lead
I know,
from
I
every
was a
like, from
Beyblade boy,
Digimon
and-
from.
Look.
No, not
Just-
calling you generic. I'm calling like the generic protagonist from all
My
those kind of kids
guys
shows, from
never
Bakugan,
called-
from
That's so upsetting. My guy never pulled.
I
Sakuratsu
played
armor
Yu-Gi-Oh,
on
but
the
I never
playground.
really watched it.
You can't play Yu-Gi-Oh and not have watched Yu-Gi-Oh. It's part.
Yeah.
Part of the. It's part of the thing.
I
Oh,
know.
Sasha
It's part
just
of
can't
the
handle letting it rip.
you act like I didn't let it rip as well. I'm just a true anime fan.
God.
All right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wow.
Let's just get that straight.
Those are some bold words, sir. Young squire. do we need to take this to the war zone?
Mate, we'll drop their love. We'll
Drop their
drop their
love.
love.
Oh no. Fam, I remember in secondary school, man. Oh god, that some kid used to bring in the Beyblade Stadium at lunch.
Yeah.
And it would
Yeah.
be all of us just crowded around this table, just going, let it rip! Let's just let it around the table.
We would have this one guy who would come in with like a portfolio book
Yeah.
of just Pokemon cards.
The booklet.
Oh,
And like it was you'd open it up and it would be like the Holy Grail. He had like it felt like he had one of every single card ever made. Of course
Oh
he didn't.
lord.
But like he'd always come up to you and be like, "Oh, I trade you in it, fam. I trade you."
Don't do it, bro.
So
Don't do it.
much
Scams. Scams from
so
early.
Do you know what I mean? Know what I mean?
It's the same thing with those match attacks books.
Oh god,
Yeah,
match
yeah,
attacks.
yeah.
I went hard. I went
Match
hard.
attacks.
So it was like 15p
Good
for a
lord.
pack. Mate, I was banging it out.
They're extortionate now. They're
Yeah.
I mean, they they're ridiculous anyway as a concept. But
Yeah.
oh, the amount of money I see
Match
kids.
attacks once.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I didn't even like football and I still got them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What
It's one
for?
of those. It's so true.
For what?
I never really was a fan of football, but I just got it for the hype.
Yeah.
I got a couple of match attacks for the hype. Oh my god, what was the game with the cards? Fucking, and it was in that plastic case. You open it, and you'd like, it would be if your card was higher than the what was the game?
Top trumps.
Top Trumps.
Top Trumps, man.
Oh. Top Trumps was the game. Top Trumps was actually sick.
I don't know where I put them, but I think it was for my. It must have been my 21st. My sister got me just Marvel Top Trumps,
Nice.
like a really nice looking packet. Yeah,
Nice.
my god, best thing I think I've ever gotten in my life.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
game is so elite.
It's
It's
so
just,
elite.
it's just the easiest card game to get into, man. So
Yeah,
good.
It really is. Did your school ever have them? Because I distinctly remember being in primary school, sitting on a carpet, going into the box and just whipping out a Top Trumps deck. I distinctly remember
No.
my primary school had
I-
a couple of Top Trumps decks.
I distinctly remember having the coolest shit and it getting confiscated.
Yeah, man.
They always took our shit. Like
Ugh.
I remember every time something got big, it was like there was a Yu-Gi-Oh hype, there was a Pokemon hype, there was the Bakugan hype,
Yeah,
Beyblade hype,
yeah.
the Battle Strikers hype. As soon as they saw kids swarming in one place and they weren't I don't know,
Place was-
hopping on a rope, they were like, nope, gotta get rid of it.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid
Cancelled.
of it. Bastards.
Cancelled. Oh lord.
I'm trying to think of segues. And I have none. This conversation is so fuck segues, fuck y'all. Let's just go for it. Hello, fellow humans. Welcome to the 5th episode of fifth.
This is
Fifth? I was gonna say.
You
Nani?
nearly. Can you not do that? You actually gave me a heart attack. I was about to go check the folds and be like, "Where's episode 4? Where's episode
Where's
4?
episode 4?
Where's episode 4?"
Fourth. This is the fourth
This-
one.
This episode, search for episode 4. It's just a filler episode.
Welcome to the 4th episode of the Navigation Podcast, brought to you by Shimachine Productions. I'm Luke. I'm your host for the next however long this is. I'm joined by Spike, by Ihsan, and by Sasha. Does that correlate to you guys as well? Spike, Ihsan, Sasha. Is that the same for you
No.
guys?
Spike,
No,
Ihsan,
I don't
Luke,
even know.
me.
No, I've got
Spike's above
Luke,
me, Sasha's
Ihsan,
that way,
Sasha.
and then you're there.
Well, that doesn't work then. Fuck that. Not doing that again.
Oh god.
A big thing this year, I think in general, has been the surge of streaming services. And last episode we talked about the possibility of streaming games being the future, and that's not the case. Probably not going to happen. Not for a long while.
Fuck streaming.
Yeah, man. Too much
Fuck
stress.
Google Stadia.
But
Fuck
Get the
Google
fucking
Stadia.
Google
hardware.
Stadia. Fuck Google Stadia. But one thing that continues to rise is streaming music. And of course, like we were talking about earlier on, the Mandalorian streaming services are cropping up everywhere. So we wanted to navigate our thoughts and feelings a little bit on if streaming services are the future. I had a quick look on. I think we should probably start with music because that's been on the rise for a long while, and I think because obviously we put music out, that would probably directly affect all of us. But Spotify and all the other kind of freemium platforms, they account, I think there's like 280 million monthly active members on Spotify, and 130 million of those are premium users, right? And you contrast that with the amount of like physical sales of music, and it's just non-existent. Do you think COVID's had an impact on that? Firstly, like, do you think there's been a bigger?
I don't think so. I think streaming music has become so big because it's so convenient. It's
just convenience.
Like, I like to own CDs. I like to own vinyl. I like that. But if an artist drops a new album, it's so much easier to save it.
Just accessibility.
Yeah,
and
just
then there's,
download
I
it.
think. Yeah.
But then again, there's the. I'm guessing we're going to talk about it later, but the whole underpaying artists thing. So ethically, I'm not sure on it, but I will still use it because it's convenient.
Yeah, there's that thing that the founder of Spotify came out and said, like at the start of the I think it was the start of the pandemic, or maybe even before then, about artists that usually have done well on this platform might not in this future landscape, because they can't expect to release music every 3 to 4 years and make money. I was talking about this with my dad though, and he was like, what is reasonable to pay an artist? You know what I mean? What is reasonable to pay a musician in the first place?
Well, it's a hard question because it's like they're a public figure, and then if you relate that to any other public figure, I guess it depends on the status. Like, say a footballer, how much should a footballer get paid? Some of them get paid millions, some of them don't get paid. It's the same with musicians.
Well, this is the question of, as a consumer, what am I paying you for? You know? Like, if we think about the artist, okay, the actual music itself, streaming, sure, but we know that's not really a lot of money anyway. Physical copies, it's not really that much of a thing anymore. That's just the development of technology. That is what it is.
But do you think that the physical copies are less of a thing because of the accessibility
I
of
know
streaming?
obviously vinyls have come back.
Streaming music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Vinyls have come back. Everyone's into vinyls these days. You can make really cool things out of vinyls and stuff. But otherwise, your headphones on, Spotify, that's kind of what it is. But in regards to the whole, an artist having to make music once every 4 months, I think that was a really bad way of putting it. I think a better way of putting it probably would have been content. Spike used the word public figure a couple minutes ago. Luke's really frozen, by the way.
Yeah, Luke's frozen. He's
Luke is shocked
Yeah,
right
Luke
now.
is shocked. He's
Shocked.
stunned. But yeah, no. Spike said public figure earlier on. The idea of public figure.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're a musician. Does that automatically make you a public figure? In my mind, I was originally just a musician. I decided I kind of want to do a bit more than that. I decided the whole Shimachine thing would be a good way to break us all into the creative industry, so and so in the first place, right? That so and so would make us accessible as public figures. So when that ever does succeed and take off, the chances are what we're mainly selling won't just be on music, even though
No.
I'm mainly a musician, Luke is mainly a musician. Ihsan, you probably market more off your music and possibly acting as well, Spike, your gaming and stuff. But that's the thing. It probably wouldn't just be music, and if it was music, it probably wouldn't be the main income, because that's just not how it works anymore.
No.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but then
Especially-
not everybody's like that. There are people who literally their main grind is just music.
Yeah.
You know,
But then
Yeah.
and they have an Instagram, they have Twitter, they have Facebook, and they're just making music and putting it out there.
Yeah.
And
but
maybe
then
they're
again,
not as known as others, so then
Get your
But you
clout.
have to kind of, if you want to make music and you kind of want to live off your music, no matter to what degree, whether you want to be earning millions or just a couple of hundred a month, people are still going to look up to you and you're still going to be a public figure.
That's true.
Like, if you want to live off your music, you don't want to write music for someone else, you have to kind of accept that you will become, I don't want to say influencer, but you will become somewhat of an influential figure.
yeah, somewhat of notoriety. Yeah.
But then, like you said, you can choose the degree of that. Or
But can you though?
to an extent.
That's the question. Because the more you reject it, the more it seems to kind of
The more
snowball.
you reject it, the more it chases you. It seems as though every
It
instance
chases you.
someone's tried to be away from the public thing, get away from the public
It's
eye.
like,
They want them more.
they're recluse.
Where have they
Oh,
going?
they're this, they're that.
There must
What
be
are they
more. Do you
doing?
know what I mean? Like
They must be hiding something. It's
the
like,
intrigue of
no,
mystery.
I
It is what it is.
I
isn't
don't
it?
like billions of people knowing what the fuck I ate for breakfast today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, and Luke is out of here.
No,
there
he's
he is.
coming back.
There he is. He's back, boys.
Boss man.
I think I'm back.
Return of the host.
Return of the host. Episode 4, Return of the Host.
I like that. I like that.
Oh, man. But yeah, man. There's
I
just,
made it.
You know what? Hey, made it.
But then how
Oh.
how has streaming services allowed that to flourish, do you think? Do you think it's
Allowed what to flourish?
like that accessibility, I guess, has allowed you to find other genres of music and other artists that you wouldn't necessarily have heard of if you were just going out to the record store to buy an album. So, do you think it's had an impact on that?
See, yes, of course, because of course they all have recommendations, and they all have this playlist, this song of the month, You know, they have all the bells and whistles, as you would say, which is great. But then it's very much, I mean, in that, just a thought that's coming to me, it's very much manufactured. I would much rather prefer for me to organically come across another genre or another thing. So a friend played a song like that's banging. What's that from? Can I see the back of that CD? Let me see the back of that vinyl case. You know, I mean, the other day, who were we with? Me and Sasha. We were at your old flat, right? And
Yes.
Connor
Yeah,
was
yeah.
putting on vinyls.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
And he
he
played
just took something out, and then we
slapping
were like,
tunes.
"Wait, what is this?"
They-
He was like, "Mate, it's this collection of jazz from like the '70s." I was like, "Have you got
Literally,
any
and he was
more?"
like, "Who was it?" Oh,
And then he went in the
An
shelf and
Australian
pulled out
band.
like 6 different vinyls, slapped them out on the
Vinyls.
bed. I was like, "Oh shit!"
But the
just
thing
like
is,
this.
right,
It was lit.
It was
a
a
vibe.
thing.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a
Remember
thing.
me changing the vinyl?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, he's
It was
gonna,
like,
oh,
"Oh."
way he did it!" And I was just like, it was an event, you know. I don't know, man. Yeah, streaming. The thing is, it's in your hand, isn't it? It's in your hand. You don't need to go nowhere. All you have to do is just click on the Play Store, download an app, and it's there. You know. So, I think we've gone on a tangent from what your question originally was, Spike. But if that somehow answers your question,
Spike's like, yep.
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 Yeah, I guess it hasn't made it definitely more accessible, which is
Cool. So, host, where are we going?
where we navigate.
Woohoo!
I don't know.
Where are we going, bus driver?
What did you guys talk about when I was gone?
Like, so, as an artist, you know, what should an artist be paid like?
Yeah.
Technically, so is Spotify technically ethical? Notoriety, like, in the
Well, here's the
public
thing,
eye?
man. Like, everything's a trade-off, right? With everything, there are, you know, obviously this is kind of a right. So if I phrase it this way, we've got this specific year having everything that's gone on this year happen this year, right? You've got Daniel Ek coming out saying that, you know, you can't expect to put out not that much music and not make that much revenue. That aside, most artists make the majority of their money through ticket sales, through merchandising, right? It's the music that builds the brand builds the loyalty gets, you know, the merchandise deals, the sponsorships and all that jazz. That's how they make money, right? This might be tangential, but there's a sacrifice of quality there, no? If that's what's expected. Let me put it this way. So I really, really like Dua Lipa's first album. Right? So there's some songs on there that are really, really good. I feel like the more she releases, the less and less I like her. Same with Ed Sheeran. The more and more he puts out, the less and less I like what he does. I can't fault the fact that they have amazing talent. Can't deny that. But maybe it's a personal thing. But the more you put music out, the more it feels like you have to force something out to stay either relevant or to make enough money.
See, that's oh fair, yeah.
It feels like there's a dip in quality.
It's interesting because I wouldn't say it's not a game, but it's a bit of like, I won't say leveling up, but I always find when an artist, you put out more music, there's always that question of, are you going to stay authentic, essentially, as you make more and more. It's trials, essentially.
Regardless of that, is it sustainable? You know what I mean?
To consistently put out music.
To consistently put out music, to stay relevant, to keep enough of you. Fair enough, that is kind of authenticity, but enough of you, enough of actual decent music, something that is pushing boundaries, or at least expressing your personal truth or whatever you want to call it in such a way where people do resonate with that and do go out and buy yours, you know, go to your shows, want to see you on the summertime ball, whatever the hell it is, you know, like what I guess is streaming making staying relevant, staying fresh in the music industry unsustainable because there's so much added pressure, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's what it's done. I think it's not that it's made it unsustainable, it's just kind of digitized the experience, if you get what I'm saying. Because of course, before all streaming services, the adverts would be out, the hype, the CDs, the album's gonna drop, the CD. I can't wait to go into fucking what was the store, the pink and black store, V something.
HMV.
HMV. Couldn't wait to go in there and see. Oh my god, has CD dropped? I'm gonna go get the CD. You know. That I think that it was more of a, like just an IRL in real life process. You'd see all the advertisement. You see, maybe a teaser vid of a music video, or he drop a single, or this person drop a single. It's like, this is going to be on the new album.
Yeah.
I think with streaming services, it's just taken a lot of it online. It's just so there's no real CD to buy. So in fact, it probably has made it easier to stay relevant because it's all on your phone.
Yeah.
So you'd probably advertise on social media, which you then can link to your Spotify. You can then link to your Deezer, your Tidal, kind of thing. So in fact, you're already simultaneously working with the things you need to stay relevant, I guess.
Yeah. Also, like, as an artist, I think it's easier to experiment and play around my sound through streaming services. I haven't uploaded anything yet, but I can imagine it's so much easier to write an album and upload it to Spotify than write an album, get it printed onto CDs, get those CDs into stores, get those stores into people's houses. And to an extent, I could be completely wrong here, I'm assuming, but like, Bring Me the Horizon recently, they just released their new EP, post-human survival horror, and it's completely different from their last album, Ammo. I didn't like Ammo. It's not a sound I resonate with. I wasn't a fan, but again, Ammo was completely different from the last album that they released. I don't know if they would have done that because if it was straight to CD and we didn't have streaming services, because what they took with Ammo was a big risk. It was a big change in their sound. I don't think their fans would have liked it and bought it. So I think I think streaming services allow artists to play around with sounds a lot more, to play around with their sound, to play around with what they make, because it's easy to upload. Yeah,
I was gonna say
accessible.
It's interesting you say that, because there's two facets to this. It's made it easier for the artist to upload, because of course you have all the upload websites now, DistroKid, all of that make it easy to, you don't need to, exactly as you said, get CDs printed, get all this printed, flyers printed, to hype up your thing of a CD, right? You can just, here's all the MP3 files, here's all the .wav files, in one bunch on DistroKid, that goes onto Spotify, done.
Yeah.
It's also easy to do. Also, it takes away that element of the big music label as well. Because imagine all artists, they're making music, it's all going through the label. It's not going to be the artists themselves who have the contacts to get everything done. It's the label that's getting the advertising, the CDs printed. So there's a whole lot of physical collateral there that doesn't have to be dealt with through streaming services, which is interesting. There's another interesting side to that, I guess.
And I think it's easier for independent artists to get their music heard. It's a lot easier.
I mean, look at AJ Tracy.
Look at any of the SoundCloud rap scene.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's just,
Sash,
What?
any thoughts, bud?
No, not really. Everyone's speaking facts. Everyone's speaking truth, man. Like, damn, streaming services. The blessing and the curse they are.
Yeah,
it's very much a two-sided, double-sided coin.
Where would any of us be without streaming services at this moment in time? Would Cheddar Cat have been a thing without SoundCloud?
Yeah.
And without Cheddar Cat, without Vibes, without Life is Grand, without the usual, all of these tracks that we put together, we thought, okay, we can put this out and people can listen to it. That's possible without having to email 100 random people from this list you got from your mate that apparently sell records in LA. Do you know what I mean? Because people fully used to do that. We don't need to do that. We just need to make music and put it out. Like, it's become that simple. But at the same time, with that simplicity comes the complication of it actually getting heard, because the industry is so, big fancy word, saturated with musicians who can make music and release it. Because not only is music easy to release, it's also very easy to make now.
Yeah. touching on that point actually, because I just thought about it and thinking about it, like I'm not okay. It's made it a lot easier, just as Sasha said. Making music is a lot easier. Putting it out there is a lot easier. It's made it a lot easier for just anyone to do it.
Yeah.
Back in days of physical, you would have you had to be committed. You had to grind.
Yeah.
You had to be committed. Okay, I'm making this album. I've got to find the contacts to then get this printed onto vinyl, onto CD. You had to do it. Now,
Which again comes back to quality.
yeah,
I think
which
that's
it, quality. So quality of the art as well.
But is quality of art subjective in the eye of the beholder?
Man.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what?
Nice
Yeah?
JJ Fish.
I
Nice JJ Fish made a couple
Fuck off,
bangers.
Spike.
graduated from
Just-
my Goldsmiths popular music degree nearly a couple months ago. I don't need to hear that anymore. I don't need to hear your philosophical
What I guess
bullshit.
what I
alright?
mean
Stop
is
it.
because of course quality is subjective, of course, but in terms of technical quality,
Oh yeah.
in terms of that might sound kind of elitist and kind of
No, it's facts.
if you have the a more expensive mic, chances are your voice might sound nicer on it.
Yeah.
That's a very reductive argument. Very reductive argument. Of course, there's caveats and jazz, but if it is so accessible, if anyone can put their stuff out there, I don't know, man. I mean, I know that's exactly what we're doing, really, but in terms of having an incentive to try and make it and try and push for really good quality stuff, I don't know. Kind of again another tangent, because that's this show's MO. Weirdly enough, I thought this might be the other way around, but during COVID, there's been actually an increase in the amount of physical sales.
Interesting.
Mad. That's interesting.
It might be a case of wanting to support independent and local stores and stuff. But even vinyls, which are the most expensive form of music you can get right now, massive surge. Coldplay, for example, their Christmas song that came out about 10 years ago, they've just re-released that specifically for vinyl. I don't know if it's because there's a vinyl bandwagon at the moment,
Probably.
but a lot of people are doing it.
It's the kind of song that would sound good on vinyl. I get
Yeah, I mean, most Christmas songs would. It's like
exactly.
cliche,
It's a
by the
Christmas
fire
vinyl
thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Thought that was a
right.
nice little fact. Any hoomst. Contrasting that with streaming services. Well, film streaming services.
Ihsan's just died. Oh, there he is.
You good, bro?
He just fucking kicked.
Goodbye,
I
hello.
can't believe.
What?
I just fucking kicked out my HDMI cable by accident. My screen just went black, and I was like, "Fuck!" Oh
I
god.
need to go back.
What
and watch
cracks me
that.
up is me, Luke, and Ihsan are all sitting up, presentable, and then Sasha's just this ethereal head in the
We're
corner.
just-
I'm just here. Hey man.
Just chilling.
Do you know what you need,
Big
Sasha?
shit.
You need coloured glasses and a mojito of some sort, or something like a martini
God,
or something in your
no.
hands.
Don't tempt me. I have got. Well,
Yeah.
I have got a reason.
Oh no.
That's our brave leader Shima right there.
Oh lord.
Here we go, lads.
Oh.
Prepare thyselves. Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Cool.
Good
Fashion
lord.
icon.
Completed
Fashion.
it.
Stonking. Just
Absolutely completed it, mate.
fucking iconic.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Is anyone else getting that vibe?
Darth Shima and his vibes.
Darth
Hey.
Shima and his vibes. Oi, stop it. Jesus Christ. Good lord.
Right.
Any hoomst, back on track. Star Wars, Mandalorian, Disney Plus, streaming services, contrasting the quality of music and whatever your feelings about that kind of, or where the quality is or isn't with music, there's no denying that, like, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and like Disney Plus are hitting it out the park with their exclusive shows. I mean, The Boys alone is fantastic.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Nazi bitch.
Yeah, that man. Season 2, so good. The writing on that stuff. But this is the thing, like, even down to like Dave Chappelle and stuff like that. Like, people are flocking to streaming services to put out their stuff. Why do you think that is? Is it because it's a bandwagon thing? Like, it's new, it's exciting, everyone's kind of on it, or is there something about them that is just more inviting to, I don't want to say higher quality content, because you look at some of the stuff ITV's and BBC put out recently, like did you guys ever see Des? David Tennant, 3-part drama.
Yes, I think I saw a bit of it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good. His Dark Materials, BBC One. I fucking love that show. It's great. Doctor Who, you know, taking a bit of a nosedive, but
oh god.
Come and
still,
go.
like, yeah. So what do you guys feel about that? Why do you think it's such a big thing?
I think it comes
It's
back.
interesting. I think there's two sides to this. Why the reason why people flock to streaming services for filmed content, entertainment.
Is this consumer or like producers and stuff?
Consumer. I'm gonna go from the consumer standpoint.
Okay.
Of course, again, hype and accessibility. Again, you have a massive amount of content. I mean, and it's such a diversity of content: documentaries, cartoon stuff, anime. All of it is there in one package. I mean, look, Atla just got put on Avatar: The Last Airbender, just got put on Netflix. I mean, when you got stuff of that quality going on there, sick. But that's also another thing. I think a reason why Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that stuff has been so popular, because there's a bit more of a criteria to put your content on there. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, with SoundCloud, anyone can put their stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? But Netflix, Amazon Prime, they're not, and that's the thing. I think the expectation with like films and movies, it's a big money industry, and you're not gonna.
It's huge.
I mean, there's some who are breaking through. I mean, look at Josh.
Yeah.
He's doing bits right now.
That's how I know. It's huge, mate. Money things.
Doing bits.
Big bucks.
But again, it's just such a big money industry.
Yeah, but it's a big money
are
industry because this sounds like a vicious circle. It's a big money industry because consumers are flocking to it, but consumers are flocking to it because of what though? Like,
I mean, of course, it's the physical. It's essentially just again the transcendence of the physical onto online. Everybody expects a certain caliber of stuff, and then it's
but that's the thing. Like, why do streaming services from a producer's side now attract producers and that caliber of content? Why do you think that is?
I think there's quite a lot of money in it. I think that's what it comes down to. Netflix offer out unreal deals. Like, if a producer's going to get paid more from Netflix to produce his film rather than another film company, one that's going to put it in cinema, they're going to go with Netflix. But Netflix have that money because people want it, and people want things now. And I think that's when I get food, I'll cook, I'll come in, I'll put something on Netflix, just because even if it's just background noise. But that accessibility, again, brings people to it, and Netflix is such a giant in the industry now. Is pretty much everyone has it.
Yeah. I think also, again, it's the same thing of also that physical collateral kind of thing as well. Because, of course, the whole thing with movies where it's going to be a flop or a bust, they've got this budget, and then they've got to reclaim this much in the sale of tickets worldwide, this much in the sale of tickets nationwide. With Netflix, it's already got that fan base on there. It's not up to it's not up to that sell of tickets in that certain place where people are not forcing themselves but making that effort to go out and go to it. Netflix is right there and people come in and people just channel surf on Netflix. Sure, what's new on Netflix? Oh, this is new, this looks interesting. You're gonna get clicks, you're gonna get plays.
And I know so many people, quickly, I know so many people that when a new film comes out, I'll be like, oh, let's go see it in the cinema, and they'll be like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, going to cinema used to be an event. Like,
so, okay, how do we feel about, obviously there was a whole thing about Mulan on Disney Plus. In fact, you have to pay 20 quid for premiere access, despite the fact that it is going to come out later on in this year, or next year, whenever it comes out, for free, because you still have to pay for the subscription to it anyway, right?
Yeah.
There's that. I'm going to give 3 examples, right? We've got that one, we've got Black Widow, which was supposed to come out in February, or like May, supposed to come out in May, but obviously because of COVID, that was pushed further and further back. People have lost hype for the film, because you've seen all the trailers up to this point, everything they're going to show, they're not going to show anymore. Why not just release that on Disney Plus? The same way they did with Mulan. And the third one is Wonder Woman. Have you guys heard about this?
No.
Second one.
I think so.
So they're putting it on HBO Max on the 25th of December, which is US only. Like, unless you have a VPN, you can't get HBO Max over here, right? But from the 16th, they're putting it in cinemas in the UK, and I think some other ones, some other territories as well. So you got it a week early in cinemas over here, versus solely HBO Max in the US.
see, that's just, I don't know. For me, that's just a bit dumb, because use all avenues you possibly can. You might as well put it in cinemas as well. You're just bottlenecking your content. Not everyone's gonna have hate, although it is popular. And also HBO, I mean, yeah, of course, Game of Thrones.
But this is the difference. HBO stuff like Game of Thrones, you can get on Now TV over here, but HBO Max is a separate entity. HBO Max, you can't get over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying. But why would you put it on Okay, you're putting it on HBO Max. Why don't you just put it on Netflix? At the end of the day.
The issue with that is that HBO, I think, partnered with Warner Brothers, who own DC.
Legal ties.
Yeah.
Legalities.
Yeah. Technicalities.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think all 3 of those business models at the moment are a little bit poop.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just a stopgap until COVID kind of passes.
But we can't even go cinema anyway, so what's the point?
You know what I mean? Is it sustainable? Because I mean,
that's a good point. Netflix isn't affected by pandemics.
No. I mean, it doesn't have the latest content other than its own originals. But
it's not really. You don't have to go nowhere to see Netflix originals.
No.
It's in your yard. So that's.
What I'm curious about is how many people have resorted to pirating over the pandemic. Because obviously a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people can't probably afford Netflix, so it's time to put on your pirate hats, boys.
Sail the 7 seas. Sail the high seas. Let's navigate through.
Yes.
Hey.
But yeah, do you think that's something that's probably increased or stayed the same? Because I know that the pirating community is quite tight-knit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, with just the transition of physical to internet, it's just up. You know what the thing is? Because of course with all hacking and pirating, it's the challenge. You're just putting a vault there online.
Yeah.
That is just teasing people. Come crack me. So it's just, I mean, you know, the whole OnlyFans debacle.
Yeah.
Of just everyone's OnlyFans just getting hacked.
Leaks.
It's just, again, I mean, with all the content just going online, it's just there, you know. So of course it's going to increase. It's just increasing the pool for people to pick from.
Yeah.
So it's just natural.
Are you saying
curiosity.
that
Can I
the
do
streaming
this?
services? You're saying that streaming services invite that?
I'm not saying invite it, but it's gonna have that allure.
Yeah.
Because of
Right.
course, look what happened to OnlyFans. Essentially, it's a streaming service, just for nudes. So,
I think on the internet, especially, if there's anything, if there's any premium content that's desirable, someone
get
out
it
there is going to
cracked.
want it for free.
You can get it.
Mm. for sure.
Either physically stealing it, going into a record shop and stealing the CD, or cracking it on the internet. There's always going to be people who don't want to pay for it. Which I get. You're broke.
Yeah.
I can't afford synths at all. So what? It's
Woohoo!
yeah. Hop on my pirate ship and
Are you purging yourself to illegal activities?
what?
Mike?
No, I pay for everything.
Naughty,
Don't cancel me.
Only the goodest of boys on this channel.
Ooh.
It was just that laugh. Banter. Oh.
So Sasha, how's your iTunes library looking?
Pretty damn full.
Oi. You know what? I think part of also the reason why streaming services are popular now, people are just, to be
Why?
honest, going to the cinema used to be great,
Yeah.
So good.
but you'd get that one ute behind you just kicking your chair.
I mean, not even that.
And
cinema ticket prices are
So
ridiculous.
expensive.
Yeah.
Also,
They've got so much
Chronically
money.
exorbitant
And
prices
the
for
Why-
snacks
and-
don't
why
even
am I
get me
paying-
started.
Oh, the snacks, man. Why am I paying double for
sna-
popcorn than I am for the actual ticket itself? You know what I mean?
But then again, like going to the
Jinx.
cinema and seeing a really good film, like watching Into the Spider-Verse in the cinema, hits
Oh, God,
so
yeah.
different to watching it on
See,
my monitor.
okay, but now home cinemas, because
So
But again,
I
how
went
accessible?
into this-
so expensive.
although it's not that bad, because my dad bought the house a projector, and that wasn't that expensive at all. It was like what, 100 something, and it's a good projector.
Yeah, but
And
like,
I mean, get a surround sound system now doesn't run you that deep, essentially anymore. So even just setting a surround sound system in your living room and getting a decent projector, and then you can hook that up to your computer that you already have through HDMI.
It's ultimately
I mean-
cheaper than the amount you'd spend on going to the cinema once a week for a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I mean, the first time I watched Into the Spider-Verse was in my living room, projector on, lights off, of course, and it was sick. I didn't miss going to the cinema to see it.
I streamed it actually. Didn't do it justice, not gonna lie. Brilliant film.
Yeah.
so good.
Didn't miss it.
Really good
There
film.
wasn't an annoying kid in the back of my head. There wasn't a couple performing oral on each other in the rafters over there, you know.
Whoa.
There wasn't some Karen shouting at.
You're
like,
trying so hard to get us demonetized, aren't you? So hard. So
He works
hard.
hard. He works hard. All these cuts. All these cuts.
Those guys.
Fucking hell.
But okay, yeah. There's no annoying kid. There's no Karens. There's no. Just, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no
There's-
distraction.
Yeah.
You've not got some in the front row with his phone on, just like flipping through
Literally,
at full
like-
brightness. It's just like,
Don't have to deal with shitty managers who are having a bad day and just like want to fuck up your day. And it's just like, you know what? I'm just here to see a movie, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
God, sounds like you guys want AI. There's no one
bring
saying
on Jarvis.
Terminator.
Oh God, stop it! You know what? No.
Can't wait for the robot revolution.
You scrub.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Moving away from film then, and going back again to sustainability and quality and all that stuff, right? Because I still haven't got an answer to my damn question, Ihsan. Why do you think people like?
Mhm.
Yeah, there is so much money in it, but
Yeah.
what's different from going to network TV to streaming TV? You know what I mean? Like,
That's a good point.
that's what baffles me, because I feel like, again, you brought up HBO. Is that network or is that streaming service? HBO for Game of Thrones.
HBO is a network.
Yeah.
HBO is a network in America, but the thing is, I think for the reason. Oh wait, I'm gonna use UK as a specific example. No
Okay.
TV license. Don't need a TV license. So you ain't having, if you're late on TV license, no bailiffs at your door, no fake coppers, bailiffs come in to like, oh, we saw you using your TV. We've all seen the YouTube videos of like those guys turning up your door. You know, you don't have to deal with that. Netflix, you just log on your laptop.
Yeah.
It's there. You can plug that into your TV if you want, into your screen, and bang,
Yeah.
you're done.
I mean, even YouTube content, that's free. You watch a couple of ads, sure, but like...
Oh, do you know what pisses me off about YouTube ads? Oh God, it's seeing the YouTube ad by YouTube about why don't you get premium to not see YouTube ads.
Yeah.
That's like Spotify.
Oh,
Spotify does the same thing. Do you hate
Give us some
listening to
money and
adverts?
we'll leave you
Get
alone.
Spotify Premium.
No, you don't have to listen to us talk to you. It's like,
Scumbag.
absolute waste, man.
But there's also that. There's not ads on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no ads on Netflix.
It's the...
Ads weren't a thing.
Yeah.
Even YouTube now, when I'm sure that's drawn a lot of people, not drawn a lot of people away because people still watch YouTube, but it's just like, oh, great, ads now. On TV, every 20 minutes, it's an advert break for a good
But-
3-4 minutes.
Interesting point. I don't know if anyone feels this way as well. The only place I bloody love an advert is the cinema.
Oh
I love
yeah,
the
for
trailers.
sure.
You gotta love
Yeah,
them
yeah.
cinema adverts. I don't know why. I have no
You're
idea
mad
why.
if you.
they
this
do
is
go
the
on
one
actually
you're
on
mad.
TV.
too long.
Huh?
I'm annoyed
They
if
go
I
on
miss
for
the
too
adverts.
long.
Oh, I love them. I love the fact that
not
I can
like-
finish my popcorn
it's-
before the film starts. That's
Not
mad.
product
See,
adverts.
that's
I
the
don't like
loophole
product
of
adverts.
adverts though. You finish
Not-
your snacks for the movie.
Not products, but like the trailers for what's coming up.
Yeah, trailers.
hell
for
yeah.
sure. You know what? You know where else adverts were great or trailers? DVDs.
Yes.
Yeah.
DVDs.
Yeah.
Fam, you know what I saw the other day? I saw the Blu-ray advert, and it hit me in the gut, bro.
Blu-ray advert.
It hit, I was like, "Oh, you've unlocked a core memory." Just me sitting there, waiting for my DVD, and just watch it. Oh my god, you know the. You wouldn't pirate a movie. That one, bro. I watch that every time.
Remember when we
You
were
so
kids?
why pirate-
Remember when we were like 8 and you'd see that and you'd be like, I'd never pirate a movie.
I'd never do that.
Well,
It's the same
we
thing
still
saying
don't-
it's
we
when you're like
still don't,
6.
Luke. We
Oh,
still
never
don't.
smoke ever.
Lol.
Like it's just not.
We still don't pirate films. We're good,
We
we're
still
good
do.
children.
We're
Still
all
don't pirate
good
Shit.
children.
Yeah. Obviously.
We all pay for
All,
our content.
above board.
You're all
Oh,
scumbags.
yeah, sure. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
So
God.
again, on the kind of theme of ending on a high note, what kind of stuff have you discovered on the said streaming services, both music-wise, TV-wise, film-wise, whatever, that you enjoy?
I've been listening to fucking Japanese trap recently.
Man.
If I had to go out and buy a CD for that, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But because it's there, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna give this a go. And I've got a few songs saved now because it's sick.
Sick.
It's
Mm.
things like that you can just listen to music from anywhere in the world.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube where it's like people put together a playlist and like songs for if I was in a coming of age movie, or songs of indie music, like Japanese, just to switch up what you're listening to, songs of Japanese rock music, and it's just like, sick. I'll listen to that for a while.
Trapping in Heaven, Trapping in Japan, godly playlists. Godly playlists. Just
I swear I showed you Trapping in Heaven.
You showed me Trapping in Heaven. I was banging out Trapping in Japan already.
Trapping in Japan is...
I didn't know Trapping in Heaven, but yeah, Trapping in Heaven.
You showed me Trapping in Japan. Trapping in Japan is mad. Oh god. Trapping... Oh god.
I was going to say, on Luke's point about something streaming, film streaming got me into Marvel. Literally, lockdown, being able to watch the whole series in order from start to finish and then go back to the start just on loop to understand what's going on. I think the first time it was like, wow, there's so many explosions. The second time it was like, wait, that's actually going on. The third time was like, oh my god, they totally said that. Oh my god, that was totally a thing. Oh my god, they totally mentioned that. Being able to watch it on loop without interruption and be able to go back and look in depth in certain things made me appreciate the series a lot more. So
so is there like a actual playlist of all the Marvel movies in order?
Well, there's a chronological order.
I know there's a chronological order, but I'm saying, did they compile it into one on Netflix?
Yeah, they're on not on Netflix, I don't think, but there is definitely one on Disney Plus.
I've got one. I won't talk about that actually, but my streaming service in particular has it all.
Ooh. Do tell.
No snitching.
Fair enough, though. I might have to do that.
Yeah, man, it's worth it. Spike, you got anything?
I said.
Oh, I know you.
Ihsan, Japanese trap.
Ihsan, have you said
me? Streaming services. What has recently? I mean, it's just been the ease of catching up on shit that you never was able to. I mean, I was way behind. I didn't watch The Boys until you guys told me to. Watch The Boys, and I was like, and then we all started watching it together, and then I went home and sniffed the whole thing, just all in one go.
It's so you're fucking dumb.
Community.
Yeah,
I can't count the reasons I should stay. Yes.
All 6 seasons.
And the movie, not yet.
I haven't even watched the movie yet.
There isn't a movie
there
yet,
should be,
but there will be. Yeah.
All 6 seasons of them, bro. Just gone. Literally just gone.
That was lockdown. Lockdown
Literally.
number 1 was Community and MCU.
But you know what though? Interesting point. We've been doing this from day.
What?
Anime, bro.
Yeah.
We've been doing this from day, really.
Rip Kiss Anime, man. Rip Kiss
Kiss
Oh,
Anime.
God, Kiss Anime. Wait, what happened to Kiss Anime?
It's gone,
Wait,
bro.
what?
That shit's
No.
dead.
There's
That
some
shit's
like
gone,
D-Tech version of it now, but it's not
It's
near
not
as
the
good.
one.
Is it?
It's like a what's it, like a frozen whatever of how it used to be. So it's got like, it says that like the latest episode of Attack on Titan came out last week, but that was like 4 months ago.
Go, yeah.
So
Fair.
you can still watch anime on it, but it's nothing new.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we've been doing this for day, streaming anime online.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, again, is it anything new? But
With this much ease, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
for sure. Yeah,
using Kiss Anime was a bitch back in the day.
I mean, even you still had to wait until it came out.
Yeah.
You watch the episode, you still have to wait like a week or 2 weeks till the next episode.
Yeah.
You'd be there, just checking it every day, like, oh my god, it's out.
We
it's
never
out,
we never
it's
used
out
to be
yet.
blessed with whole seasons at once. That never happened.
I feel like another thing that's just popped into my head about streaming is the ability to explore more adult content.
Cheeky.
Like The Boys,
The Boys, yeah.
Daredevil as well on Netflix.
Mean, Big Mouth even.
Big Mouth.
And that's
I mean, is Adult Swim? What's the Adult Swim one?
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
What is Adult Swim?
It's just its own thing. It's been its own thing for
That's
a
what I
while.
thought it was. Yeah, it's just its website.
But Big Mouth
But
came out
it-
on Netflix.
Hey,
Lay wild.
We have a furry friend.
I'm just gonna. Oh my god, is that? Oh.
Hello,
Buddy.
there. Hey.
Do you hear Adult
Hello,
Swim and come
Rambo.
running?
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
It's just like,
Right, bye.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh yes, because Adult Swim's on Netflix.
Yeah.
With Rick and Morty
Yeah.
That's it.
and Big Mouth.
That's it. Netflix.
Yeah.
But I think at some point we should talk about adult content being so easily accessible in video games, in
Yeah, that's a good one.
media like GTA.
Oh, of course.
But
Mm.
that's a whole nother can of worms.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's
Nice one.
another
You
day.
did. You saved me a job there, mate. That's next week's episode sorted. Nice one.
I got-
Cheers.
Hey.
That's up, keys.
Nice.
No, but yeah, that's a good point actually. Like, I know that Disney Plus, obviously Disney's very family oriented.
Mm.
They don't want that to be accessible. However, they've just acquired Fox,
Yeah.
which obviously
Yeah.
owns Deadpool, and they've just ordered
Yeah.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Are they going to put that? I think Grace Randolph from Behind the Screen, I think, Beyond the Trailer, she keeps reporting that Disney might be moving forward with an R-rated section or an R plus side of it. So maybe they're going to do that.
Because I've heard like rumors about more R-rated Star Wars content, which I want.
I mean, the Mandalorian is pretty PG, but that's
Yeah.
we're getting closer and closer, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the thing is, right? You've got Rick and Morty, right? I wouldn't show that to a kid, to be honest.
Absolutely not.
I would not show Rick and Morty to a youth. I wouldn't show Big Mouth to a youth
No.
because you wouldn't understand Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Big Mouth.
You don't need
wouldn't
to understand
understand it.
Big Mouth.
You don't need to understand it yet.
No.
You know. Yeah. There's is. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Disney. I would expect them to try and jump on the hype at least. I mean, I feel that our rated section will probably be pretty tame. If anything,
In
it would be like a
comparison,
PG-13 section.
Oh god.
You know.
But
Do you know what? Fuck next week. We'll do it now. How do you guys then feel? Does streaming then make accessing that kind of R-rated stuff easier? Because I know you said you wouldn't show a kid Adult Swim stuff, but would a kid be able to find that himself?
absolutely.
Oh
Do you
yeah, for
think?
sure.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's easily accessible on
Yeah.
Netflix, you know.
On
Yeah.
Netflix,
Yeah.
because especially Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is a very good example because it's heavily ingrained into popular culture now. It's everywhere. It's in memes. It's on T-shirts. It's used for advertising. And even if the kid has no idea what it is, they're going to be
Yes,
on
they could just-
Instagram, Facebook, see a Rick and Morty meme, be like, that's funny. Let's watch it. They're
Mm.
going to be exposed to it anyway. So
Mm.
yeah, to sum up, yes, it's easily accessible.
It's interesting though because I think that again is another double-sided coin because it's also not because you've also got all the parental controls on Netflix now.
Yeah,
The family thing.
sure, but
So
You're so
But
But
funny.
how
You're so
foolproof
funny.
is that?
it's not even parental
Oh.
controls. It's the fact that there's history. You're not the only one using your Netflix account.
Do you know what's really funny?
So you're gonna have to be sneaky about it.
I feel like we really do underestimate children because I vividly remember myself at age 7 trying to get around the parental lock on my Wii so that I could play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which was a 12+.
12 plus.
Oh.
I went on the internet and I looked up in depth, how do you get around the parental controls without the password? And do you know what? I did it.
yeah,
I was 8 and I did it with the internet. And that was what? 21, 13 years ago.
yeah.
With
Not gonna lie to you, I
13
didn't even
years ago.
realise the Wii had parental controls like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it did. I don't know
Alright,
why.
well done, Nintendo.
Because none of the games were that brutal. Even the 18s, like I can't
Yeah.
think of a really bad Wii game. Like even the Call of Duties were shitload watered down. So
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, what's the dude's name?
mm.
The guy with the katanas.
There are
really long ones.
many guys with katanas. There are so many guys with katanas. Oh, so many boys.
Really long katana. Katana.
Is it that
It's
guy
gonna
from
bug
Final
me.
Fantasy?
It's funny because there was
Not Sephiroth.
Yeah, I was going to say Sephiroth. Franchise.
Yeah, it was a franchise. The second one was Strikes Back or something like that. Or God. Not Phoenix Wright.
Oh god, don't get me started on Phoenix Wright. Objection!
Objection! Objection!
Oh my god! Right, let me tell you a little story about this dude. Right, in year 10 science.
Oh, Luke. Oh.
God, I don't know what it is about science, right? But
Science,
it just never goes well, ever.
No,
Oh.
science class is
Oh
sick.
god.
He just what I don't even. I mean, to be fair, the teacher wasn't competent, but every so often he'd just slam his hand down on the table, stand up, and shout objection, and like nothing would be done about it. It would just be all right, fair enough. You've made your statement.
Oh.
Weird guy.
Oh,
I can't.
I
I
totally see you doing that
can't
as well.
find it.
Yeah.
I really can.
Totally,
I really can.
I totally did that.
Ah, science lessons, man. Fucking science.
Okay, Google.
We had a
does that
guy.
have to do?
Legit. We had
David,
a mid-test.
yeah.
Mid-test.
We're gonna get him on the
We had a
podcast
guy-
at some point. We have to do that.
Oh, we got to.
Yeah, that's
We
gonna
got
happen.
it. We had a test, like a.
It was like a practice paper. It was
Yeah,
like a
there we go,
booklet.
practice
We had the
what I'm looking
booklet, yeah.
Dead quiet, and then this guy whips out his phone, just goes,
No.
"Okay, Google," and like I searched up one of the questions. Again, nothing happened.
No one cared.
No one cared.
No one cared.
That's hilarious.
Teacher just looked up and shook her
Okay,
head.
Google.
Oh no.
That is hilarious. Oh,
Yeah, it was a clever
no.
dude. Right. Okay. I think that's a nice place to
Yeah.
end. If you liked that, guys, please like, share, subscribe, all without YouTube jargon, all that jazz down below. You can find us on our socials at Lyria, LJRIA. Even I had to think about it there. Off you go, boys. Sash?
At Shima Music 99. More importantly, at the Shimachine though.
Oh, that too. Ihsan?
At Ihsan Kwame 98. So it's IHSANQUAMIE.
And I know Spike is a
Just
bit of a no.
THE Ringmaster.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Finally, yeah.
I don't upload, but it's there. It's there.
Just the sentiment.
You stop getting some content.
We
I
do.
will. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, yeah. As always, guys, don't forget to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, and until we all see you again, dear friend,